We are three friends exploring connection, from the coffee shop to the podcast studio. I'm Amy.
I'm Anna.
I'm Aaron.
Hi. So hopefully the audio is like way better than our last special episode, which that was like a dumpster fire of audio.
I thought it was okay.
It was okay.
I mean,
the circumstances.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
I mean, I was recording in my car, which was parked in my garage, and made sure I had all the garage door open. Car was turned off.
Yeah.
Good. Carbon
That's very
monoxide
good.
is a dangerous thing, Amy.
We don't
Yeah.
need to be adding that to the mix.
Definitely not. Definitely
Wow.
not.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
I'm happy to see your faces.
Yeah.
I
Me
miss
too.
you guys.
I know.
I know. Isn't it crazy how
Yeah.
long it's been?
Yes. And
Yeah.
dreaming about those knee hugs.
I am. I have been. Yeah.
Yep.
True. Yeah.
Well, Anna, you have got some nice makeup on today.
Thanks. This is
Mhm.
literally the first time I've put makeup on in I don't even know how long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good thing you look like a beaut. So there we go.
Thanks.
Beaut. Beaut.
Amy, you
Yeah.
got the pop on.
Oh, yeah. Got my pop. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yep. Tried to freshen up a little bit. No,
Good.
not at
Aaron?
all.
Glamorous as always.
Always glamorous. I wore my yellow to accentuate my personality.
There you
That's your
go.
pop.
That's my pop. Mhm.
Uh-huh. That's good.
That's good.
So we had talked a lot about, well, last time we kind of talked about, do we stay in the facts about this whole coronavirus? Do we
Only
kinda-
rumors. Only rumors.
Or do we stay in only rumors?
I was hoping for that. That's my
What
favorite.
was that for? Maybe like 4 months we let ourselves go there?
Yeah. Just let's
I
just
think that
spiral.
we should do a rumors and life hacks episode. My favorite.
All your favorites.
Oh, my
Yeah.
favorite.
I
Mhm.
think you'd end up, I don't think that would be good
No.
for any of us.
You'd be just raging.
Yes.
Speaking of rage, has anyone else had this corona rage? I feel like I Googled it to see if I made it up or what.
Of course you did, Anna. You find an article on it?
No.
Wait, so
Oh,
did you?
Did I make it up or am I? Yeah, I think I'm making it up right now. Corona
think so.
rage.
Hey, trademark
No.
that.
Aaron's like, no.
No, I don't think you're making it up. I think that's keep going with that.
No,
I
I mean
think-
just the name.
Oh,
Just like
it's a great
that.
name.
Like Anna's going to trademark it. What's going on here? I don't know.
Just looking fine.
A little.
Just looking fine.
Go find
So-
out sale.
Okay, so Corona Rage.
Yeah. So I realized that I have been very aggro, like ragey, and like, what the hell is this all about? So like, I keep seeing these memes of people like that are saying they're bored or like, what the hell do I do working from home? And I'm just like, everybody has all the, or they're going to like write this like book or do these puzzles or something. And I'm like, there's literally no time. Like my productivity has gone down so much and I'm feeling like so angsty and just so like just mad. And so it's like I just have been thinking it's like a corona rage because it's like a loss of my independence in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
And then there was a really good article I saw about it said what you're feeling right now is grief.
Mhm.
And so I looked up I have a diagram.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
backwards.
Damn.
Kubler-Ross grief cycle.
There you go.
First, I had denial. What the fuck is happening?
Mm-hmm.
Or no,
Then-
it would be, this is not
This is
really-
not
Oh, yeah,
happening.
this
It's
is
not
not.
real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what? No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Good call. Good clarification. Now I'm in anger, aggro stage.
Corona Rage.
Corona rage. Then we're into bargaining, struggling
Yes.
to find meaning, reaching out to others. That's today. Next is depression. Then
Uh,
acceptance.
And, you know, I know that sometimes that grief cycle can really go all over. Like it's not, you can be in
it doesn't go what in
it's
the
not linear.
Oh. Okay, so you can hop around.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, Amy. Good job.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
I also think too that this is the first time that maybe it's been imposed upon us where we can't use busy to keep us distracted. And I think the things that people need to feel, I'm not saying this is your circumstance, but for a lot of times, like when we have to stop, then the shit that's been needed to be felt in our system that's kind of stuck there starts to come up for people. And I think that's when people don't necessarily like what's coming up.
Oh yeah. I saw this tweet that was so good. This at Rachel Sennott, Sennott. She says, "I'm really afraid I'm going to learn something about myself during this."
That's so good.
Like same.
That's so
same,
good.
Rachel, same. So what do you think? Are you guys having any of this? Do you think the grief thing is for real? What do you think? Are you experiencing it all or what? Talk to me.
Anybody
home? What's up?
So I have to say that I don't really feel like I have been doing the grief thing. I think honestly, I have found myself laughing out loud to myself a lot, which is like the strangest thing. But I, like this morning, I'll just tell you, I slept in until 10 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Good work.
I haven't slept that late in a long time.
So I would say I can't remember sleeping in that late. Yeah.
No. And I was like, whoa. So I start making my bed and I'm like, oh my God, I was feeling all this guilt. But then I literally started laughing out loud because I was like, I wonder how many other people are like, this is right where I'm supposed to be right now. In my house. It's another day of the same thing, like Groundhog's Day, over and over and over. And today I just slept in a little later. And it's like, I just got such a kick out of that. I don't know why. It's just like, why would I feel guilty? Everyone, like, we are all just supposed to be in our house, like basically doing nothing right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you heard about a lot of people saying they're feeling like so exhausted?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that way this week.
Yeah. Can you tell us more about that, Erin?
I sure can, Anna. I think because the week before last, I had a week off of work. And then this past week, this was my first week back and then all online sessions and our entire business online. And so it feels like there's just an extra level of figuring out if I'm like 1 or 2 minutes, like I need to go to the bathroom in between sessions, then I can communicate to the person and be like, hey, I got to run to the bathroom and I'll be back. But if someone's on video for the first time, they're kind of not sure how to do it. And so then if I don't show up, then it's like, so then I had to be like very particular. And it feels like I've done so much therapy with people and we've done our business for the last 2.5 years. So that feels like it's more in routine. But then when you throw in technology and an entirely different thing, it's like learning. I feel like I've been in beginner's mind for the last couple of weeks. And I think that's just exhausting. And so there needs to be, like, for myself, I've had to have a lot of extra patience with myself and to be gentle with the process because it's just a lot happening. And I think there's a lot of emotions happening and there's a lot of emotions happening in the world. And there's a lot of things to figure out and a lot of stuff we don't have control over. And so I think that's probably why I have been exhausted. And I was really super, super, super busy with sessions. And so I didn't have hardly any downtime because and being in front of the computer for 8 hours a day is like that in itself is a whole new thing for me. Yeah.
Have you guys ever had that thing where, like, oh, when you're so relaxed, you're tired? Have you had that? Mean? Like, I used to go home between, years in college or I don't know, just go home and I would get so tired and my mom would be like, oh, you're just relaxing.
Mm.
Like you're just so tired. But I wonder a little bit about that. Like we're all just home all the time. We're not, going around and around and around. And I wonder if people are just kind of like feeling so tired because of a different, I mean, I know like work is stressful and life is really stressful and money is stressful and taking care of your kids is stressful, but it's so different than what we're used to that I would have to think there has to be a little bit of like there would have to be a component of being more still, maybe.
Yeah.
That maybe
like we're finally just resting.
Yes, kind of.
Yeah,
I do think that that's the case for some people. Like people are relaxing, but I also think that when people are in the freeze response, sometimes they feel tired because they're dysregulated and their systems are like super low. And so if you sit and watch Netflix all day, then you're tired because you haven't done anything. And so like objects in motion stay in motion and objects that stop. So
good little physics lesson there.
That's right. I do my best. Amy.
Way to go.
I do my best.
We're a very well-rounded podcast.
Very physics and emotions.
Dick jokes. Physics, dick jokes, emotions. Right. What else?
Oh my Lord. The other thing with the feeling tired is I'm sure people are depressed.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a lot.
And
well, and it's exhausting being worried about stuff you can't control.
Totally.
This is totally out of my control. Okay, that's exhausting.
Yeah.
And just like, thinking about all the things.
Thinking about all those things.
All those things. It's exhausting.
With all those feels, huh?
All the feels.
So I'm going to redirect us quick.
Yeah. Well done.
To the facts about the latest with coronavirus.
Okay.
And I just have to say, Erin, that you shared something with The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, where he just like straight asked Dr. Anthony Fauci all the like really direct questions about like what's real, what's not. And I thought that was so great because it like took all politics out. It took all, at least what it seemed like to me, it took all like biases out. And it was just like, let's like weed through the all the noise because there's so much everywhere.
Yes.
And I thought it was really a great factual resource. So thanks for sharing that.
Yes. And I really appreciate Dr. Fauci because he's like direct and to the point, and like he has a seriousness about it, but he also like holds it very light. And so his approach, he's like real grounded, and he's like, this is what we need to do. This is a reality situation. And he's also has like a light disposition about him.
Yeah.
Which is
super charismatic dude.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was a good, I guess maybe a resource we could post or share. I don't know, to do our part a little bit with just helping. As you know, for me, I like to be just in those, like, what are we doing? What are we supposed to be doing right now today?
That's why I sent it to you, because I was like, oh, this will be Amy's type of news.
Oh, thank you. Yes, exactly. Did you not get it, Anna?
No, I sent it to her too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but in my, I was like, oh, Amy will like this.
Yeah, I did. Very much.
And I loved his joke at the end when he did the fake cough. And then Trevor Noah was like, well, make sure that you wash your hands after that fake cough. And that was a great way to end it. Yeah. Maybe I stole the punchline from people, but that's okay.
That's okay. I think that's okay. Right. But I just thought it was really good. So what are you guys doing now? Like, here we are. The last time we recorded was earlier, almost.
Was it Monday or Sunday? I don't even know days anymore.
I don't either.
I don't remember the last time I wore actual pants with like a zipper.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I don't know.
What are those?
Sunday did we record, or Monday?
I think it was Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
And we released it on Tuesday. Okay.
So
and today is Saturday.
Today's Saturday. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So any like new insights or anything that you've been changing or doing or challenging yourself with, or in the last, we're now whatever 5 more days in, or 6 or 4?
I mean, I've noticed, well, the rage,
Yeah.
definitely the loss of my independence and alone time and
Yes.
that. And then Denver went into lockdown. Was it Tuesday? Days are so weird now. It's a blur.
Days are so weird.
It was Tuesday. I think Denver County went into lockdown on at 5 on Tuesday, and then Thursday
during our coffee, the text message popped up when we were on FaceTime, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Thursday.
Oh, and then Thursday, Denver the whole state went into lockdown at 6 a.m. I think.
Something like that.
Something like that. So, I mean, after that's happened, I mean, it's just been an eerie quietness in my neighborhood, which it's just so eerie to have such quiet in such a typically busy area.
I feel like your street is particularly like bustling.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's on a bus line.
But not now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the contrast. And then going to like the park with my son just to get fresh air and stuff, like the swing set and these cute little like they're not rides, but like playground equipment that are made to look like animals. They're like, they had like construction
tape around them.
Yeah, it was like all bordered off, and like, so it's just like a weird reality of like life right now, just like fundamental changes, and it's just such an opposite reality from what we're used to. So I've been thinking a lot about like those like tangible, visible things that are different, and here, sensory things like the noises and the lack of people around, and then visibly not seeing the people and things blocked off. And it just feels like it's so contrary to what we're used to. And and I saw a really good quote. I think Dave Hollis, Rachel Hollis's husband, he said, I'm paraphrasing, I don't have the quote right in front of me, but it was basically like, as we're thinking about this new way of life and how things will be after all of this, we can evaluate what we want to keep and what we don't want to keep. It's like it feels like, when I'm in a good place about it, I feel like it's like a great rebirth time to like choose what's working and choose what's not working, and like make a lot of fundamental changes to the way we operate in this world and in our society, especially like with work being such a huge part of like our society's, well, the light got really weird on me right there, way of how we operate. So I've been thinking a lot about it. How about you?
Wait. Hang on.
What?
No. So wait. So this is where I start getting like, what? Like, what fundamental changes do you think will happen?
Concrete.
Oh my God.
Concrete. You need
I'm
concrete,
serious.
Amy. Yeah.
I am.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? I think, I mean, and I'm saying that in jest,
Yeah.
Like, I love you, of course. And I'm just fucking with you, Amy. No, but I think just like the working from home thing is totally going to change, like the way people just work day to day. It's going to tell like employers like, oh shit, we can have employees work from home and have balance. I think it's totally going to change how we.
Okay, so wait. So let me just ask you one thing about that.
Yeah.
So don't you think that we were moving in that direction anyway, and this will just kind of speed it up?
I think a lot of employers were not wanting to do that because they didn't have to.
I also wonder if it's going to go the other way, where it'll be like, we really value being together.
I think people are going to just change. Like, I think it's causing businesses and people to really evaluate what matters and what doesn't, and actually like what is vital to production and, returns on investment and like and things like that. I think everybody's going to have to evaluate what is working and what isn't, and what we take into this new way of life. And, you know, we have no idea how long this will last. And I don't know. I just think there's no way for things to not change. Even like things as simple as like greeting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's been a habit to like break like handshaking or hugging and stuff like that. And then I think as we go into this, you know, who knows when it'll end, but as we go into the next phase, it'll be like everybody's then second guessing, like standing near each other. And like,
I wonder if it will help with consent. Like, I wonder if it'll be something where like, it'll be like, oh, can I hug you? And then like, or can I shake your hand? Or like, I just think about Feather and her whole thing with consent, and anytime we can model that behavior for kids. But I think about that with this, where it's like, because you can't, I mean, I do think like none of us can really go in assuming people are going to be okay with snuggling up and giving people a hug. Right?
Yeah.
And so I just wonder if it's going to be good for, you know, if like, it will just be like, you ask consent first.
I think that's a good thought, actually, because it's, I was thinking about my hug game whenever this comes back, and it's like, well, then you will hug people that you know, and I hug a lot of people, and so that is not going to be happening, you know? Yeah. But then like the value
or maybe
of that,
it will.
Well, yeah, because the value of that when we do come back from all of this is people are going to be craving physical touch and contact. Yes. And so, I mean, even when I see my neighbors, like they're in their window and they run out to the door and then we wave at each other and have like a social distance conversation, it just feels good. It just feels good to talk to people, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And I've been super friendly, like running in the neighborhood, like waving at like, oh, hey, to everybody, because you want to see people.
I have continued my stare downs, by the way. Like, I am going to have you say hi.
That's right. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm going to force you to say hi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to say hi to you no matter what.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess I started thinking about like the fundamental changes that will happen to our society after I saw a post or something. There's so much out there right now. And it was like, do you think people will remember, you know, like, okay, how come nobody's remembered like H1N1 or swine flu or anything like that? And it was like, of course, this is so different. Like how, like every single human in this world's life is in some way, shape, or form is fundamentally or is changing on some level at some degree, either economically or physically. It's like this has never ever happened to this degree. Like, and we have no idea how long it will last. And like I was just like, yeah, of course it's good. We're going to remember this. Like the coronavirus is something so completely different because all those other viruses haven't affected our daily life to such an extent as this.
Well, and definitely not with the numbers. You know, like I think there were areas in the world where H1N1 and all those other ones did affect a community or a country or whatever. But like the coronavirus is a pandemic. It's worldwide. Mm-hmm. So just the masses alone, it feels so different than all those other viruses or
Well, there's never been a time when we've had to stay in our houses indefinitely, you know?
No.
You know, and so I think it would be impossible not to remember that in the future.
Yeah. And I can't help but think about like how kids are going to talk about this time, like when they're older, and then like people who are having babies at this time and like the generation growing up, you know, with this. And it's like, I was thinking of a name for the generation. You want to hear it?
Sure.
The COVIDers, like millennials, but COVIDers.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
You like it?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to like it, but
I know. And like what age group would that even be?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there.
It's good. That was one of the things on the outline was generational differences experiencing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys have had this. I mean, it's not like I'm interacting with like hundreds of people every week, but I have noticed that, Anna, I feel like that Corona rage, you know, that you were talking about. Like, I have noticed that the older population, like baby boomers, they've been a little bit more pissed off than, I don't know. That's just been my
mom is pissed.
Yes. I mean, I have seen some other like people, you know, my mom's generation or whatever, just like there is this, that's where I've noticed the just pissy, like Corona rage or whatever, more than anything.
Huh. I haven't noticed that with the older people I've interacted with.
My mom, whenever, I hope she listens to this, but when we're talking about coronavirus and we'll be saying something, and this was before, she hasn't done this in a while, and then she takes something that was unrelated and she's like, well, you do this. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not, what am I talking about? And she's like, well, you still went to Taos. And I was like,
oh yeah,
we social distance there.
Yeah.
And I'm not 80.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, now that I think about it, my mom did say that the, you know, like the senior hours, like 60 or over, or if you're pregnant, they have these special hours. She had actually, sorry, that light is getting weird. She had actually like a totally different take on that. Like, I was like, oh, that's nice. They're like making it, you know, the grocery stores are making it less of a competitive environment for like people who might need that, and making the crowds smaller. Her take, and I hope it's okay that I share this, is that
Too bad like, if it's not.
No editing on
sharing it anyway.
Too late now. Her take was, oh, they're just going to get us all in one area to infect each other, and just take them all out. And I was like, I don't know that that's the reason. I think it's supposed to be a nice thing. But right. I mean, it was just totally different take on it. And it just goes to show you that. And then the bubbles I talked about on the last episode, I was like, oh, this is spreading such joy and it's so nice. And then I saw a meme. Oh my gosh, I'm in like Memeville.
Sounds like it.
All the memes.
That's different than normal?
Right. Good point.
It feels a little more intense now. But someone was like, it said something like, oh, my neighbor is has a bubble machine going in her garden, and there are these little bubbles of the plague. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I didn't even think about it like that. Like, people are like, oh, here, sending down some coronavirus out into the did not even consider that.
Bubbles of the plague.
Bubbles of the plague. So
that is funny.
Yeah.
So are you still doing it?
No. We ran out of bubbles.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've run out of a bunch of stuff. I need to go to the store at some point, but I am really putting it off.
Right. Yeah. Might be a good idea.
No. Okay, so you didn't really find, I mean, like the generational differences. The other thing I wanted to comment about was I feel like millennials got such a bad rap originally, and now I've seen some just like apologizing on the news and stuff. Have you seen that? Have you?
Well, they kind of needed to.
Well, okay, I don't think it's actually, I think millennials are getting blamed for it, but it's Generation Z. It's not the millennials. Like the millennials are
what's the divider?
I don't know.
But those kids were like 20 or 21.
Yeah, they're like the Zoomers is what I heard they're called. Generation.
So it's like the younger ones.
Yeah, because the millennials are like, I'm at home with my back hurting. It's not us. We're not out partying.
Right.
Like everybody's like blaming it on the millennials. And it's like, well, the millennials are actually like your brother's age.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And my little sister's age.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But those
so
kids
they're
on
like
the news that were at
yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
They should have apologized. Because
but they are not millennials.
No, they're the next whatever.
One. God, that just goes to show how old I'm getting.
Still looking good though, boo.
Oh, hey!
Looking fun.
What are you doing over there with your lighting,
That's
Anna?
right.
I'm trying to. It's like,
Let it go.
all right.
Oh, she looks like she's in
Dejected.
trouble.
Uh-huh.
I'm always.
God.
Well, okay. My photography background. It's very hard to let that go. I'm
Okay.
like,
Oh,
let's
let it go.
adjust.
Yeah.
Let that
Look,
shit
all right.
go.
Let it
No,
go.
the light was shining in through the blinds, like the
Yeah.
dots.
Oh, yeah. We saw that.
And anyone who's listening to the podcast version of this, the video version will be on our YouTube channel.
Mhm.
So you can see what the hell we're talking about.
See how hot we are.
Yeah. You can see how hot we are. In case you've ever wondered.
Wonder why it looks so good. Right
Yeah,
here.
we're like really, really hot.
That's right. Good. Mhm.
Oh, my
Uh-huh.
God. Well,
So the
good.
push-up progression I'd like to talk about, people.
Well, yeah,
Tell
I'm surprised you didn't bring that up earlier when I was digging around for what you guys have been doing.
Well, so this push-up progression, digging. Here we go. So the push-up progression, I
Digging.
figured exercising helps me a lot, and I've been real into this lifting because Peloton, I'm sure their stock has skyrocketed
Oh,
because that
hell
is
yeah.
the best purchase, especially given the conditions that we could have ever made in terms of our sanity. And so
Wow.
that's been awesome.
And aren't they doing some like payment programs too to make
Well, that's
it
what we-
a
how we
little
do
bit
it,
more
yeah.
affordable for people?
Well,
That's
how
awesome.
we do it, yeah. And so it's really like the cost of what a gym membership would be. And so that's why I made it feasible, which is great. Yeah, so then I've been doing that, which has been good. But then I was thinking like when I do these lifting workouts that they all want, when you do push-ups, and I can't do regular push-ups very well. And so, but when you can work out hard, and you're in really good shape, it feels really good to like do lots of work, right?
Yeah.
When you are not, or you're not, like I've been trying to do pull-ups too, but I'm just I hang on the bar stage for 15 seconds.
Hate that.
It's it's a pretty sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
But this push-up progression thing, and we can post this somewhere, because I think it's awesome. So you do,
Or they can Google it.
or they can Google it.
Since we
Yeah, okay.
streamlined our.
Oh yeah,
our,
we're not doing
show
any of
notes.
that stuff. So you can Google it for
Just
yourself.
Google
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Just Google this stuff.
Oh, I have an idea for that about posting
What?
that might help people go back to the episode. Anyway, we can talk
Okay.
about that later, but
Okay.
go ahead, Erin.
Okay. So first you do, I'm just going to go over it because we got the time. So on the wall at a 45-degree angle, you get up to 50 push-ups, right? Which doesn't seem like it would be like exhausting, but by the end it kind of is a lot.
That does
And
sound
50
like
is a lot.
A lot.
that does
right?
sound like it'd be totally exhausting.
Okay. And then the
Yeah,
next one is on a table.
legitimately.
So you're at like a little bit lower on a table and you work up to doing 50 in a row, right?
Okay.
I'm
Do
at
you
the
have to do wall then table
wall, table, and then chair.
in the same day?
No.
Oh,
Progression. So like you do
got it.
50 a day, right? So the first day was the wall, fine with the wall. And now I'm on the table. And so I'm up to 30 in a row and then they do the last 20. And so I'm building up. So eventually I'll be able to do 50 there. And then on the chair, 50. Because it's at a lower out. So like first you're like this, and then you're like this, and then you're like this. And so
Yeah.
then eventually you're in a plank position, right? You do on your knees, I think 40 or 50, and then you can go to regular push-ups. But so then I'll be in shape to do that. So when you guys see me, I'm going to be ripped.
Pure buffness. What
Yep.
stage are you at right now?
I'm at the table, at the desk that I'm currently
how
sitting
long-
for now?
How long are you supposed to do each progression?
Until you get 50 in a row. Yeah.
Oof.
Ooh,
In
yeah.
like a certain amount of time, or just
No, it's continuous. You want me to show
Okay.
you? I'll just show you.
let's see it.
All right. Hold up.
Since
So
we have the visual
Okay.
element.
You see here, I'm on the table. Then you're going down here. I already did these
For
today.
those of you listening, all of a sudden we're getting a very close
You
up
get this
of
good shot
Erin's
right here.
forehead.
right here, push up progressions.
Oh yeah.
Anyhow,
Good.
it's been
I
great.
appreciate the visual.
Well, good.
Well, good.
So here I am.
Incredibly helpful.
Yeah, but it's been great. So that's what I've been doing. because why not?
Yeah.
I
Why
can't say
not?
that I don't have the time. But what I was going to say before was that I have noticed how much I work, one, and how much I really am. I spend probably an hour and a half to 2 hours in the car every day. And that has been so nice not to have that 2 hours taken out of my day.
Yeah.
So there's that part of things.
I thought you were going to say how much you missed that time because of all your phone calls.
I'm making time for that. But I honestly like being plugged into earplugs all day. I don't want, it's been hard to, on the work days, to want to chat.
Mm.
Because I'm talking all day long. And
Do
so,
I have a question. I have a question for you after that.
Okay.
Do you want me to ask you now or later?
Sure, you can ask me now. Thank you for consent. I appreciate that, Anna.
I've learned.
It's good. Well
I've
done.
learned.
We've had progress. Okay. What's
So the question is, do you think anyone will continue doing their video sessions after? Like, do you think anyone prefers?
I've had someone ask that because they live further from my office.
Yeah.
And so I think probably if it's hard to get to the office, because we can still do EMDR on telehealth on video. So it doesn't matter
So
if they're there
cool.
or not, which is awesome. And so that's been really cool to be able to adapt and modify that way, that it's possible.
This is the type of stuff that I think people are it's like, oh, I don't actually want to spend an hour and a half in the car, or, it just makes things more accessible because we're being thrown into this situation.
Right.
And then it's like, well, okay, maybe this actually is better in some ways.
And it's good because, I mean, if I had clients, but if I wanted to see someone in Aspen or on the western slope of Colorado, like I could do that because you can see someone with telehealth.
Yeah. So cool.
So that is super cool. But I also realized, and I've tried to work on this when I went from community mental health into the business. I had lunch with a couple friends and I was talking about how stressed out I was and like how busy things were and how anxious I was, like getting the business in 2017 going. And she was like, you don't need to bring the same energy that you had from Jefferson Center into your business because you have choice over that. And I was like, oh, that is a great thing to remember. And so like I can choose the energy that I bring into my day, but I'm noticing like I'm super busy.
Wait, why couldn't you have that choice at Jefferson?
Because things were just like in community mental health. It's like I'm not in charge of my schedule. Well, I'm in charge of my schedule, but it was just like constant need all the time. Like it was just being overworked a lot there. And I could have had that choice, but I have more choice over my environment because it's my own business now. Yeah. And so then I'm at home and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not actually at my office. I still feel like I'm like running around and kind of getting into the energy of the day. And I'm like, no, I can do this differently. So it's been a good like pause and reset. Like, no, how do I want to do this? And I think it's going to take me a week or two to like figure out my groove with that. But like, how do I want to start my day? I had a person tell me that like, I'm doing so much and I see like I'm giving so much to other people. This person was also a helper too. I'm giving so much to other people that I really need to make sure that when I get up and I do my workout and I do my meditation, that I like take care of myself before I launch into the day. And so that was like a great reminder to me, like to make sure like, what do I want my mornings to look like before I launch into the day? Because I'm real tired at the end of the day to be able to work out. And so just like, it's been an intentional reset, like you were talking about, Anna, or pause in order to be able to like choose how I want to do this. And the other thing, one more thing, is I think I'm in like woo-woo circles too. And so there's been a lot of like jumping the gun about like all sorts of what the earth is doing, where things are spiritually, like that this is like the cleansing of the divine feminine, all the stuff, which I think is great. But I also think that like there needs to be a balance. It's okay to have like positive view, like what is going to happen in the world and have positive outlook on things. And there also has to be space for like, people are freaking out about things or having anxiety or fear or grief or sadness or whatever the emotions. And I think that there needs to be room for both things. And I think sometimes we don't need to just be constantly in like the doom of what is happening in our world and the economy and and the government and whatever people have doomsday about, right?
Yeah.
But then there also needs to be room for like the world there are a lot of like the best of humanity is coming out, and the world could change in these sort of ways, and we needed this for the world, and I think there needs to be room for both. There can't be this like spiritual bypassing of the hard stuff with this, because there is and there will be so much suffering that this has brought in, and a lot of good too, but there needs to be space for both.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of my rant.
Yeah. And we didn't talk about this, so I apologize if this takes you off guard, but I'm curious, like, we had talked about this in the last episode about the coronavirus and how we're all coping. Mm-hmm. But this idea of all of us collectively being in a state of trauma, mm-hmm. when we start to move out of that active trauma crisis phase, like, mm-hmm. I'm curious what it'll look like, or what can be done like collectively as like a healing from this time. Do you have any ideas, or is that too big of a question?
I don't think I quite understand your question.
Like, okay, so if we're all currently in a state of crisis, and mm-hmm. we're all like experiencing a trauma on some level, mm-hmm. at varying degrees, right? When this time period starts to end and we start to transition to whatever new normal that is, whenever it is, and maybe I'm getting too much into the future right now, mm-hmm. but like, what would a collective healing look like?
Well, I think the first thing that pops up into my mind is that it's how I view all healing for myself is mm-hmm. not all healing, but in my lens of that, because I'm an EMDR therapist, is that the more regulated, so the better care that you take of yourself, and the more regulated that you can be, so that you feel like grounded and centered and you can be present to what's happening. I think that is the best thing that everyone can do individually to help the collective. Because if we are regulated, then I have more patience. I am more tolerant of people. I can use my brain. I'm not in my amygdala and I'm not in my fear. I'm here. So I can feel my emotions. If something feels anxious, I can be with that, move it through, and then it goes out. And so I think the best thing that we can do collectively is that however this affects whoever individually to help each other. And I think like to realize that the more that we can come together collectively to help each other, like if I'm not super affected, but my neighbors are super affected, I think that like to come together in that sort of way and to just be there for other people, I think.
Okay. So like the biggest help we can do for each other mm-hmm. is to feel our feelings now.
Yes, because if you don't, yes, correct. If you don't feel your feelings now, then they're going to get stuck and then they're going to come out sideways later on. And so the best thing that you can do, if you're able to, right, without having panic attacks, without freaking, like that sort of thing, to feel that stuff, do things to take care of yourself now, so that when we move, that you're adaptable because you've worked on the stuff and it's not just building.
I see.
It's okay to have those feelings because there's a lot coming up. But if you don't allow space to feel them, then they will eat you alive.
That's helpful. Thanks, Erin.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to go
on?
Amy?
We're relying on you. What do you think about all that? You haven't said much.
I don't know what my deal is, but I just have not. I don't know. I really.
You're having a different experience.
I really am.
Well, I think that's really, really good to point out because everyone listening or watching this video we're all in a different phase or a different stage of how this is affecting us. So like, I would love to hear how your experience is different or what you're, what's coming up for you.
I just really feel like, right now is not any more traumatic than what things have been in the last however many months for me.
Yeah.
And so it really just feels like more of the same. Like really, truly, I just kind of feel like, like just going
It's
through
par
it.
for the course.
It's par for the course for me. And I think more than anything, it's just like, oh, thank God. Like, I'm super grateful that I've had time to really practice letting go and trusting in the universe or the higher power, or whatever, in that, like, there's so much uncertainty. And I just am really just trying to like ride the waves right now. And I don't know, like,
so it sounds like you've been in, and I know from what we know, but that you've been in a state of trauma this whole time, and now we're all with you.
Yeah, totally.
And you're like, this is just the way it is.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
Okay.
And like, oh, this is so crazy. Now everybody feels this like crazy amount of uncertainty, but it's like, this is
welcome to my world.
Welcome to my world. Like, yeah, shit's upside down. Like, shit's been upside down, like pulled out from under, whatever. And yeah, it is kind of like, okay, I don't know. And I mean, it's different because I don't get to see people when I want to, you know, but at the same time, like, even in the last however many, I've spent a lot of time by myself, and like at my home by myself, and on weekends. And it's like, even that is
normal.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's almost like you've been in preparation or currently doing it the whole time.
Yeah. Which
you're
it's like
an adopter, Amy.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Early adopter.
Yeah.
You're a pioneer, Amy. You're a pioneer.
Pioneer.
Yeah.
Quarantine pioneer here.
It's kind of crazy. It really is kind of crazy. Yeah. And I think the big thing is like, financially, that I just have to trust whatever is going to happen. And I don't know. There's just so much unknown in all areas,
Right.
but I'm so grateful that I am feeling healthy today, and you guys are, and my kids are healthy, and I have my dog.
How is, do you have any adventures of Dory happening?
Oh, yes.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Dory and I have really been working on the bounce pass.
For those that don't know, tell the audience, Dory.
Dory is a standard poodle. She is a black standard poodle who I rescued after she had been in foster care for about 5 months, rescued from a puppy mill. She was very sick, had a bunch of GI stuff when she was rescued. And my kids and I just totally fell in love with her. And even though it was real challenging, to take care of her at first, and she's just been my sidekick ever since, really. And
like the personality.
She has a serious personality. All she ever wants to do is have fun. And she loves tennis balls. She just wants to play with tennis balls all the time. And she has developed a bad habit of barking, which I'm really trying to work on. And she's super high energy. And she has these eyes that when she looks at you, it's like she stares through your soul. So
just that.
Yeah. So Dory, we've been working on the bounce pass.
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I took a video, but I actually have a few videos because we're really working.
Post that on our Instagram.
I will. Okay. So Dory is really good with the tennis ball and like really good at playing fetch, but the kids and I have been working on, can she catch the ball in the air? Oh. And so I figured out where I can stand in one part of my kitchen and she stands right at the doorway. And I take the tennis ball, I have her sit, and I bounce the tennis ball and she'll catch it. And then she brings it over to me, drops it, goes back to her spot. I bounce it again, she'll catch it. And then she brings it back. So it's like this
progression.
Yeah.
Progression.
It's amazing. So we're up to 7 in a row.
Bounce pass progression.
Wow.
Yep, that's what we're working on.
Okay.
Cool.
What about you guys?
Hump da roo.
Humpty's doing good.
A big potato.
He's just a big old stinky potato. Yeah.
How about you holding him like a baby? How about that?
Yeah.
How about
giving
his
him
like
lullabies.
narcolepsy?
Narcolepsy. For anyone who wants to follow along with Humpty's adventures, you can find him on Instagram at Hey Humpty. But yeah, he just falls asleep on everything. I was able to pick him up like a baby and rock him and sing him a lullaby. Yeah. He's just so silly. Such a
So
joy.
he's still just like sleeping and farting and doing his thing.
Just a very stinky dog.
How's Humpty feeling about the stairs lately?
The stairs. I'm really thinking, did I tell you guys, I think we're going to have to create like some pulley system?
What?
Like, off
That
of
sounds like a good quarantine project.
I know, right? Okay, so off of our patio and have like a little box that we lower down with Humpty in it into the alleyway, which were our
Stop
place.
your talking right now.
Well, he's an elderly dog who
Okay.
has a hard time with stairs. So I'm like, if we could just put him in a box.
Is he in pain when he goes down the stairs?
Or
is he just so short?
I don't know. There's a whole range of things that could be happening.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
He's a little chubby. He's got
7.8 pounds, chubby.
67.2 pounds.
Right. He weighs more than Freya.
He weighs more than Dory.
He weighs more than my son.
So there's that.
He's a big guy.
Hump
And
the
he's old.
hump-a-roo.
So his I feel like he's just gonna steadily decrease in his health. And so I'm just kind of thinking ahead about what might be like a good solution for this stair situation, because I don't want him going to the bathroom on the patio. You know, that's just not fun. And then so I was thinking if we make a box, get a pulley system, put him in the box, wheel him down.
Oh yeah.
That'd be like a good exercise too. Arm exercise, like pulling them up.
70 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a video. This is gonna be great.
I know.
And then it's like his own personal elevator.
Yeah.
And then we wheel him down. Someone meets him. I mean, it has to be locked. And then we run down the stairs, get him out of the box. Then he goes potty, put him back in the box, wheel him back up onto the patio.
Good thing that Home Depot is still open during this stay in place order.
Or Amazon it.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard they're like packed, which is just so stupid.
You need a big pulley.
Wait, they're what?
Home Depot's like packed. It's like totally like.
I bet everybody's like doing home projects.
Everybody's working on their gardens.
I got my gallon jug of $11 Pine Sol there.
There you
Good
go.
deal.
There you go.
Yeah.
99.9% disinfectant.
What about Freya? Any Freya adventures?
Well, she really likes the, we need to get her blown out because she's dropping coat, because they have 2 coats on her. So she's real itchy. So I kind of feel bad about that.
But everything's closed. All the groomers.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to do?
Well, just brush her. She's really loving frozen mangoes. So every time that I get ice or I'm in the freezer, she pops into the kitchen and you're like, do you want ice? And she's like, basically shakes her head no. And then you say, well, you want a mango? And then we give her a mango and she takes it. So there's that. And then I had that diffuser, Amy, that you had yesterday that you gave me. I had that going in my right where I am now. And she likes to be in tight spaces, even though she's super floofy. And she knocked that puppy over. And she smells like essential oils now. So that's not terrible. Maybe
that's kind of nice.
Yeah. I think, Amy, you should share your essential oil tip because that really was a game changer for me.
Mm-hmm.
Lemongrass?
Yeah.
That
so
one?
Good.
So you need some lemongrass, Anna?
What?
Do you need some lemongrass?
Sure.
Okay.
If you got some to spare.
Yeah, seriously. So lemongrass in the diffuser is the best smell.
It's so nice.
Yeah, it's the best. Yeah.
So
and
nice.
It is supposed to be inspiring.
Good.
That's what it stands for. So
we can always use some inspiration.
Exactly.
I feel like in your house, Amy.
Exactly. I know. Podcast and inspire.
There we go.
That's what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
We good to land the plane?
Yeah, let's land this mofo.
Let's do it.
All right.
There was
so
something else I was going to tell you guys. What was it?
that you're awesome.
Oh, yeah. No. There was something, though. I wonder what it was. I was going to ask you, Anna, did you do the haircuts?
Oh, yeah. So, I actually did. Yeah.
How did it go?
Oh my gosh.
Who's hair?
Okay.
Henry and Aaron's?
Yeah, so Aaron really needs a haircut. I can't seem to get him to let me do his.
Uh-huh.
It's very needed, but I was able to do Henry's the other day when Aaron was at work, which ended up being very good to not have him around because turns out he's very high strung with hair cutting.
Okay.
Since I'm inexperienced. So I did Henry's haircut the other day, and it was like the fourth haircut I've ever done in my entire life. And let me just tell you, it was amazing. It is amazing.
Yay!
I did a wonderful job. I'm highly impressed with myself.
Good
That
job.
is fantastic.
Yeah. Like I was
Did you do the vertical?
I did that. I did
Good
clippers.
life hack, Amy.
I did clippers on the bottom.
Yep.
And then I had the clips to section off the top part. And then I sprayed water and then I did a comb and clip. This is
Boom.
the technical.
Profession now.
Some amazing hand gestures going on.
Yeah. And it's like I was very impressed with myself. This is the
Good job.
That's great.
So
I was like, it clipped. I was like, I even did a correction where I was like, oh, it looks a little thick there. Let me go in and adjust. I'm highly impressed with myself.
Well,
so then did Aaron come home and is he like, oh, nice job. You can do mine too?
No, he's like, I'm good.
Oh.
And I'm like, do you not see how great this haircut is? Like,
good.
this is very impressive for having no training.
Does he like it? Does he think it's good?
He said it's fine.
Well,
it makes me kind of think about when you had those baby bangs and you were, you said you gave yourself baby bangs, but people didn't quite know that they were baby bangs.
Yeah, they're just like, that looks kind of jacked up. Yeah. But I mean, it's, the good news is we're in quarantine. We're all social isolating, social distancing. So if you do totally jack up your hair or someone else's hair.
Yeah, who cares?
You can wear a hat.
good thing I got my hair dyed before all this started.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, yeah.
I got the Madison Reed stuff that I need to do, which by the way, we have, you can get $15 off of your Madison Reed if you would like.
Great. You did it.
Yes, I set it up and I'm going to have to share that somewhere else because I don't seem to have the code. Oh, here it is. If you want to get $15 off your Madison Reed professional hair color at home, go to give.madison-reed.com and /Q6 b 70. That is not easy to remember.
No.
But we'll share a link or something.
Okay.
Totally.
Anyway, I got this really beautiful thing here. Can I share it?
Yes.
And then I think we'll be good.
Yeah,
That'd be
totally.
great. Okay, so Laura Kelly Fanucci created this. She says, when this is over, may we never again take for granted a handshake with a stranger, full shelves at the store, conversations with neighbors, a crowded theater, Friday night out, the taste of communion, a routine checkup, the school rush each morning, coffee with a friend, the stadium roaring, each deep breath, a boring Tuesday, life itself. When this ends, may we find that we have become more like the people we wanted to be, we were called to be, we hope to be, and may we stay that way, better for each other because of the worst.
I like it.
It's great.
Yeah.
Great.
Pretty good.
Pretty good stuff. Love you guys.
Love you too. All right.
Happy Saturday. Till next time.
Bye.
Or wait, what day is it? Just kidding.
I think it's Saturday. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. You can find more about this episode and a way to connect to the community at lessalonepodcast.com. And if you like us, don't forget to subscribe and be sure to leave a review. It helps other people find us and could be just what they need.